hey, we're back. We're black. We're brown. Ambition. Hey, Mandra, how are you, girl?
Hi, gorgeous.
How are you doing?
Your skin is looking glowy today.
Because the beach said what?
Aww.
Browner than brown. I used to hate getting dark in the summertime, but now I love
Didn't
it.
we all? Yeah. I was a sad summertime in Georgia girl. Like I went to like majority white schools and I was out there. I did not need to be putting oil on myself and tanning spray. You know, it was a struggle. But me and my gay ex-boyfriend, my gay high school boyfriend, we would go tanning together.
You're like, was that not a clue?
Oh, sure. There were so many
clues.
And I always think about my gay ex-boyfriend in the summertime. I don't know, just something about it. I'm like, oh man, we had fun.
I know.
But how's your summer going? You guys just went to the beachy beach?
Yeah, it's got a little brown. But truthfully, I was thinking about like travel for fall, winter. Because how far in advance are you supposed to buy a ticket? Like isn't there like an ideal?
6 weeks domestic.
Okay.
And I think for international, like 8 to 12 weeks is usually the rule of thumb.
Okay.
Or you could be like me and buy tickets. I bought flights to LA.
Okay.
Because I'm going to that conference that I wasn't sure I was going to go to. I'm turning it into a writing and a conference retreat. So I got an Airbnb.
Okay.
And just for me, and it's really cute. It's like how in LA and Cali they have like the little guest houses in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this lady. She has a guest house and it has its own little pool.
Okay.
Not a huge pool, but a saltwater pool.
Okay.
And it looks really cute and tranquil with trees and stuff. And so I'm heading there. And yeah, the flights actually were really affordable.
What's
shockingly
affordable?
So, I mean, I had to book a bunch of one ways because I'm dropping the kids off on the way to California.
Okay. Not using the train, like the plane, like a bus.
No, but for real, like we're commuting. So I'm doing a stopover in St. Louis. The kids are getting dropped off with my mom. I'm going to stay at the airport, catch my flight to LA from there. I want to say it was less than $300 for each one-way ticket. So, and one-way tickets are usually more expensive. They don't like selling one-ways. Yes. And why did I do that? Because the lady at Southwest told me to, for some technical reasons, because I'm traveling with babies. So if she wanted them, I couldn't like make their separate reservation. This does not matter to the listener. The point is, I was surprised to get like a decent priced flight to LA.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited. So, like you said, fall and winter travel, and I can't even think beyond like September 1st right now. I'm just hanging on for dear life at this point is how I feel. Are you actually planning some stuff?
For sure. Like
cool places still.
My bestie Gabrielle is turning the big 50.
5?
I know. 50.
What?
I know.
Wow. Okay.
Black don't crack unless you do it.
I'm saying.
You know, so he's turning 50 and he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. We're both Libras, so his birthday's in October. So he decided on Vegas, baby.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, so a group of us are going to go. And so that's like in October. But I am trying to plan to start to create like a new, because every Christmas I get really sad, obviously. Because Jarrell's not here. And so Dr. Green, my therapist, suggested that I create a new tradition. And I said, I'm never away for Christmas. I'm always like, no, I have to be here, my family. Meanwhile, last year, my mom wasn't here. And neither was my sister, Lisa. And the year before that, my sister, Tracy, wasn't here. And the year before that, my sister, Karen. So I'm like, Tiffany, like, it's okay if you're not here. Like sometimes, those who are here get together. And Thanksgiving is something we always do together. So I haven't decided. And I'm almost positive Alyssa said that she and her mom are going to go someplace for Christmas. So I said, okay. So I don't know where I'm going to go for Christmas, but I'm feeling like something warmish. I don't know. We'll see who's available because Cabril's already like, I'm down to go. Where do you want to go?
You want a couple kids and me and my husband?
So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm feeling something more warmish,
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be international, maybe. So I'm kind of like, for the listener, like, where's a great place to go that's not going to be a freaking arm and a leg, which I'm sure it's going to be an arm and a leg just because, holiday travel?
Well, I have had these like moments where at this time of year, probably pre-kids, I tried to plan a Christmas trip, but I usually get guilt tripped out of it by my own mother. So put a pin in that, because I think what you're doing is amazing. And I think it is like such a level that I want to get to where we can just like start our own traditions. But while these kids are small, they're like in demand. They're
they have to do their tour.
Yes, it's really what I'm on. I'm on a child tour of the holiday season.
I love that they're in demand.
Yeah. But I did make a shift this past year to say, well, one, I didn't really have a choice. I had so many like, family emergencies. We were always traveling with the kids, but trying to make more visits throughout the year. So there's not so much pressure on like these specific 2 days, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And, it's just so stressful. No one's ever satisfied. Someone always gets their feeling hurt because we're not there long enough. But I love that idea. And I just wanted to say, in the past, when I have looked at, there are some epic places, like vacationing on the holidays is for a lot of people normal. There are some really epic places that you can go in the holidays, but because it's not uncommon for like holiday travel, abroad, especially in like warm beachy places, they book up kind of fast. Quickly.
Okay. So I think
you should go ahead and start, looking. Yeah. What you want.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I've never done a cruise.
Never, ever?
Ever. Never have I ever.
Okay.
So I would like to do at least one cruise. I mean, I'm not saying for Christmas, but these are some kind of like upcoming things, even if it's just for a few days, just because what if I hate it? But yeah.
I think you want to look really carefully at the reviews, make sure it's like there's probably like adults only ones. Not that kids are the worst, but you don't want to go to one of the ones where it's basically an indoor water park for children and not relaxing.
Yes. One of my friends said, my very wealthy friend, he had went on the Ritz-Carlton has like this new fancy schmancy cruise. And guess how much, I can't remember if it's a week or 2 weeks or whatever, guess how much it costs. Ritz-Carlton cruise. Let's just say it's 2 weeks. I don't know how long it is. You will not. You will not
like
believe
six figures,
girl.
Yeah. Okay, lay it on me.
$245,000. Yes, and he told me,
babe, buy yourself a boat.
I mean, buy yourself a house. Well, he has a house, but still, I think the part that bothered me a little bit.
Oklahoma.
Hopefully, he's not listening to this. Well, he don't be listening, but he was
too rich to listen. He's like, I got it.
But the part that kind of like was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, I treated myself, whatever. I said, well, that was a big treat. And he was like, yeah, I heard about it from my pastor and his wife because they went on. I'm like, wait, what?
Rich people got rich pastors.
I said,
mega church.
Is your pastor from Atlanta?
Good guess. Either Atlanta or Texas.
How do you feel about that? When the pastors be living that high, there's a funny Instagram channel where it says my pastor's watches, and then there's like my pastor's sneakers, and they will show up one of these famous pastors, and then they'll say he's wearing a whatever watch, and that watch is $100,000, and he's wearing such and such sneakers for $1,500. How do you feel about that? I was like, wait, your pastor told you about a $250,000 cruise?
I think that there is no, that we all deserve love from our Heavenly Father and whoever you believe in, Heavenly Mother. I guess the way I feel about it is like actions. I have a lot of conflict because I have been to those mega churches in Georgia, but also I have been to like the down home, like Southern Baptist churches, like where my aunt and my great uncle, they're both pastors. And I think being humble and humility is really important. I think it's sad that those mega churches, I remember going to one and they had like a special parking lot just for the Falcons players because it was close to their training camp kind of area.
Special parking lot. Because God said there's VIP in heaven, baby.
No, but for real. And I just found it really like icky. And it just, the way I feel about it is like,
I remember I was watching like some documentary
money
on rich pastors, and one of them said, let me tell you something, baby. If Jesus was around during these times, I promise you, he wouldn't be riding a donkey. I'm like, sir, Jesus is like, how I get in it?
Would he be in a Bugatti?
I mean, because I was watching this documentary, and that pastor had like three private jets. One 2, 3. I said, sir,
Jesus.
I know that there are people in the congregation now who are hungry, who might even be unhoused. It's just like, that's just the makeup of, and I just don't understand how you need uno, dos, tres private aeroplanes. And, and then 250. So that's for one person, 250. And maybe, I don't know, let's just pretend that for 2 people, maybe it's 350. I don't know. But that you could literally buy a congregation member a home and transform their whole life. I'm not here to judge, but I'm judging.
On the one hand, I want to be like, we all are individuals, do what you want. But I think the position of being like a church leader, you put yourself on this pedestal, and it's like I think you get held to a much higher standard.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we hold celebrities to a higher standard than like our own religious leaders sometimes, in terms of like, oh, that person who tracks Taylor Swift's private jet and how much jet fuel she's using. And I'm like, but 3 for a pastor, like I do think I don't know. I wonder what his congregants think, because I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Well, some people like a fancy, like, pastor in church. But I just brought that up because as we're talking about travel and things like that, and you think to yourself, like, I don't know, child. This is why, I just believe that, I go to God for myself, because it's just, at the end of the day, that's just a man or woman or they, them. And so they are imperfect and fallible. So therefore, but when he told me that, because I was already like 250. Wow. How much money you make last year? And he was like, yeah, my pastor told me about it. I said, like, cause they had heard through the grapevine. He's like, no. Cause him and his wife, they had done it and they're going to do it again. I'm like, hey, that's a Nigerian to me. You just have to do the snap. Cause you're like, wow. Hey. So I'd be really curious on that kind of cruise. What did everybody do for a living? And on my bingo card wouldn't have been a pastor, so.
I mean, I just think it depends on what kind of vacation you want, because a solo cruise, it's almost like you expect to talk to other people and like meet other people and chat. And like, is that the vibe you want? Or do you want something more tranquil? And I think like, some visualization, like where do you see yourself? Do you want to be alone? Do you want to be with people? But I love that idea. I aspire to get there. Right? I don't think this year is going to be the year, but I would love to not have so much pressure around the holidays. Last year, the holidays nearly broke me. And in fact, they really did break me. I just didn't realize it until 5 months later.
Okay.
But it's a lot of pressure. But it's smart to think about it in advance, I would say, and not to be like, if you have a mom like mine, she's really trying to get you to commit to some dates by about September. It's like when the pumpkin spice latte comes out, which is coming in like the next week or 2, because every year it gets earlier and earlier. My mom is like, so no pressure, but also lots of pressure. Just wanted to get some planning done. We'll see.
Sidebar, speaking about getting ready for like the new year. There's this girl on Instagram who I was following, and I started following her because she had this really really great breakdown about like the pros and cons of veneers, right? I know, just so odd. Tracy's like, my sister Tracy's
teeth
like
veneers?
Yes. Okay. She's like, you have such varied random interests. I'm like, I know. I'll just get like, I'm not trying to get veneers, but it was so interesting when she was talking about veneers. And so I guess on average veneers are like $1,000 plus per tooth. Yeah, it's a lot.
What if you go to Turkey? Don't people go to Turkey?
I know, but then the problem is that, if something goes wrong, then, I don't know. Because your teeth are like, really, teeth health and gum health is so critical because it can affect you neurologically in every area of your life.
My dad went to Mexico. He went to one of those. He went to Cancun. His teeth are. So it just makes me nervous. Like teeth stuff just makes me nervous. I'm just like, child, let me do it here where I can come see about you. You're trying to get veneers?
No. Girl, please.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, no, girl. I got my Invisalign. They got your girl together. I do have a gummy smile, but which some of y'all have rudely pointed out as if it's not cute. I don't worry about my gummy smile, child. Like these are the baby teeth God gave me.
It's like, God, what do you want from us? Like, smile, don't smile. Wait, your smile's weird. Too much gums. Like the gum, they're literally holding my teeth in. What do you want me to do?
I know. I remember somebody told me there, like, when I was on, it was like some ad I had, and someone was like, oh my God, her smile. And you know what? To the credit of the dentist that watched the ads, Like they were like dentists in the comments, like defending me. They're like, she's got a very healthy set of gums. You leave her alone.
Wait, they put you in an advertisement? That's how beautiful your teeth are?
No. This is like, like a budget ad, like,
Oh,
And so like, like
Lord.
on Insta, people just in the comments like, I don't know,
Yeah.
she's got a gummy smile. It's too much. I'm like, well, take it up with Jesus. What do you want me to do? So anyway, I'm bringing that up because an episode not too far back talking about like the cost of like, like your kind of like feminine maintenance or whatever, or just even just maintenance in general, like aesthetic maintenance. And this girl, the veneer girl, was like, she spends over $2,000 a month on me. I mean, from Botox to filler to microdermabrasion to some like body sculpting thing to like her, she had a weave to, it was like maybe 2,200, 2,300. And she's a professional, I guess, content creator, AKA influencer. But I thought so it was about $25,000 a year. And I thought to myself, what? What
a wonderful.
She's beautiful, obviously. You better be beautiful, girl. Damn. But like, she's beautiful.
Listen, if you got the free time, it's how much, like, it takes a lot of time and like, it's not just the money for that kind of stuff. Like, I really have not had, and I'm okay with this. I have only had one manicure in the last year. And I only got my nails done because I was going on a morning show. And I was like, I got to get my nails and my feet done. And I just like, I used to go a lot before I had the baby. And now I'm like, it's not that I don't value that kind of self-care time, but I just found out that like I was only doing it for the look and I really hated the process. Like I didn't like sitting. The only kind of self-care that I enjoy going and spending the time and I feel better having done it is like when I get a massage or a facial because it is time, But I did think about the access to those types of like treatments is so much more available now. It's not as pie in the sky. Plus the Groupon, I think the Groupons are only around now to give you discounts and that kind of stuff. Like shout out to laser hair removal. Thank you. My chinny chin.
Oh yeah, she does laser hair removal. That's another one she does. And I just was like, to your point, it's not just money, it's also time. And I guess depending on what you do for a living, because I have friends who are like in the entertainment industry and they are, constantly making sure that they have to look a certain way in order to be able to work. But I just was thinking like, wow, because like when does it, and this young woman was very young, like only in her 20s. And I guess I keep thinking to myself, like, what is the opportunity cost versus, to be fair to her, her looks are how she makes her money. But I thought to myself, what if she invested that? What would that look like? In 10, 20, 30 years, $25,000 to $30,000 a year on like, her looks, which like I said, to be fair, she uses her looks to make money.
That's a slippery slope though, Tiff, because I think you could point the same finger at me and be like, where would my investments be if I spent $3,000 or $4,000 and put that in an index fund every month instead of sending my children to a bare minimum daycare that costs that
not
much.
a bare minimum daycare.
And there's a really good, I don't know I know you don't watch tons of TV, although I would feel like social media accounts. You get your,
I do get your
scrolling.
I get my screen time in, just different.
I know. What's your average screen time use on your phone? Girl. Yeah. No, but there's a show on Tubi, which is one of these like free streaming apps. Anyway, I only downloaded it because my favorite actress is in that show, Nicola Coughlan, from Bridgerton. It's called Big Mood. And one of the characters is like two girls in their early 30s figuring shit out in London. And one of them says like, some people choose to have a husband and a wife and in their 30s, and some people choose to get high on ketamine, on the weekends. Both choices are valid. And that's what I just want to say, because I think we have all this options.
Yes.
And I look at the girlies who have the disposable income that I have to dispose of with my kids. And I'm just like, that's a choice that they made.
Yeah.
Well, good for them, and it just makes me feel like there's so much I could do with that money if I didn't have to, pay for Lego.
No, it's not from a place of judgment, because Lord knows, like, I get my nails done now. I get my feet done and brows. I've always got my brows done. And I don't do anything to my skin as of yet, because that African is still African. It's just a little skin, little, basic maintenance at home. But I just think about, as we're making our choices about where to put, because to her, she probably would say this is an investment. And I can't argue with that because like I'm a content creator. I show up physically like this. This is an investment so I can continue to make money. And so it's just like, where do you place the investment and what return are you looking for? And so to me, I think the only wrong way to do it is to not to consciously make the decision about the desired outcome. Just to kind of be just doing it. It's like, no. I'm putting this $25,000 a year in because it generates me $300,000-$400,000 a year. I'm just making it up. I don't know how much she makes. Versus like, I'm just kind of doing a thing because I'm doing a thing, you know? Yeah. So no, I wasn't any judgment. I follow her and I love how open she is because she's a Black girl. And she said not enough women and women of color kind of share the ins, the out, the costs, the pros and the cons of kind of like this next level of beauty maintenance. She said, because this hasn't been done just secretly so. So some of your faves are doing this. They're like, girl, she's lying. She said, ain't nobody working out no more. This is what they're doing. And so I follow her because I love that she breaks down the financial aspect of beauty, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting. Like, okay, I didn't know veneers were like $1,000 to more plus a tooth. So, you know, you get 10 veneers, that's over $10,000. You're like, okay, you know, I didn't know
Why
that.
are they
like,
so big all the time? Just make them a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Do you know my
they're
mom
not
got
always-
veneers for my wedding and she modeled her teeth after mine?
You said, who did?
My mom.
She got veneers?
Yeah, before my wedding she did.
Okay.
Not to put her business, but they look so natural. And she didn't go in there saying, I want like the big Taylor Swift teeth. No offense. She's the only one whose teeth they're just so in your face. But my mom, she was like, she gave them a picture of my teeth.
Oh,
I'm a teeth influencer.
Well, you do have great teeth. I love that. See, I love that.
I have little bunny teeth and they're her teeth, but you know, they weren't looking like that anymore. So,
oh, no, see, and that's what I mean. Like, you know, the only thing, like, I didn't know, for example, that I guess you're supposed to replace your veneers every 10 to 15 years or something like that.
Oh, shoot. I did not know that either.
Well, I don't know for sure, but I remember that was one of the girls that she was just like being mindful that veneers, I guess the same thing for like a crown. Like I've got a crown. It doesn't last forever and ever and ever. I'm assuming you're supposed to like, you know, there's always maintenance. And so
as I get older, you realize 10 years seems like a million years. You know what I mean? Like when you're younger and then 10 years rolls around and you're like, wait, it was 10 years since that. Damn. Like our fridge is starting to be funky. And my husband's like, well, it has been 8 years. I'm like, since when? We just got here.
I know. And you know what's so crazy? Because like things used to last. Like your great grandmother's fridge is still running someplace. Like, you know, but obviously they make it not last on purpose so you can continue to buy. But there's another random Instagram account that I follow that talks about old fridges. And they show fridges from like the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. And they show you how they still work and all the cool gadgets they used to have that we don't have. And I'm like, we are developing backwards.
It's like, almost like corporate greed is running our lives.
No.
You heard it here first, BA fam. Survive with us. Survive with us.
Well, we'd love to know, like, what are your travel plans? What's your most expensive beauty expense? How much is it costing you? Is it worth it?
Where do you think Tiffany should go?
Yes.
For the holidays to change her scenery, make a new tradition.
Yes.
Maybe there's some good ideas. I bet some BA listeners travel and
I would love that.
Go places for the holidays.
It's like, or don't go here, girl. It's so crazy. I don't want to go anywhere. I want someplace where it's going to be peaceful and serene and beautiful. Those are my rules. And not too cold. Peaceful, serene, beautiful, not too cold. I don't mind traveling internationally. I don't mind staying domestically. Just peaceful, serene, beautiful, like naturally beautiful. And and not too cold. Yeah. So, and now it's time to boost up, break up, boost up, break up, boost up, break. Are you gonna boost? Is you gonna break? What you gonna do? What you gonna take? La la la. You wanna go first? You wanna go second? When do you wanna go?
I will go first because this happens to be, if the show is airing when I think it's airing, this happens to be Black Breastfeeding Awareness Month,
Okay.
which sounds so specific because it is. It's actually really important because it's not just that in hospitals that a lot of new moms, I think now we're finally getting education on how to like breastfeed, but especially among Black women who tend to not have the care and love that we need in a hospital setting. I think it's really important to have months like these. And I thought I would use it to spotlight Elaine Welteroth's new nonprofit called Birth Fund, which I think we talked about a little bit before. When it first came out. But Birth Fund is basically like an answer to the fact that the healthcare system is failing Black women, especially Black mothers. I don't think that these numbers have truly sunk in yet, but I just wanted to read some of them. But the U.S. maternal mortality rate is 10 times higher, not just in other countries, other high income countries. So our like comparable economies, you are 10 times more likely to die as a mom in the United States. That is embarrassing.
Embarrassing and crazy.
Black women, however, are dying at 3 to 4 times the rate of white women during and after childbirth. That is insane. That is, I don't know why that's not like a presidential platform we should be running on. Like, we have to save the mothers. So I just wanted to shout out Birth Fund. It's founded by one of my idols, Elaine Welteroth, who is just this phenomenal former journalist and now everythingist. So if you want to check it out, go to thebirthfund.com where you can invest. You can join the community because it's really about matching Black women, Black mothers, to doulas and what's the other thing besides a doula? Midwives, who can help like get you through that process with less trauma. I'm very lucky because I had a really great like experience at the hospital that I go to, that I went to for my 2 births, but clearly the majority of, or like a lot of women of color who are giving birth are not having the same experience. And in fact, it's like threatening our lives. So thebirthfund.com, check it out, and happy National Black Breastfeeding Month. Shout out to your nipple creams, and I salute you. I was so happy to pack up my pump for maybe the last time.
Oh, well, I'm going to take just a little lighthearted brown break, because, y'all know I've recently moved. And so, when Jarrell was here, we had bought like a sleep number bed for $1 bajillion. I want to say we probably spent around $7,000. They're so freaking expensive.
Damn.
And we
that's
got
when they'd be like, well, you're going to sleep on it for 100,000 million days. So whatever, it's only girl. 8 cents a day.
And so, And I asked a friend of mine, Leela, who does my makeup, when I do TV and stuff, I said, Leela, is it worth it? She's like, it's all right. And that's exactly how I feel. So I had to disconnect it. There's so many pieces to disconnect. When you move a sleep number bed, because there's like what makes a sleep number bed, quote unquote, so special is that like, it's like you can make it as firm or as dense as you want. And so there's like a pump and an air filtration, which sounds all good until it's time to move. Also too, there's like a magnetic system that you're almost going to lose your life in order to like disconnect. And then I had a foot warmer. And so there's like that. I felt like an engineer. I said, I have graduated NASA. I can now fly to the moon. And so, because I was nervous, I was nervous for the moving guys to do it. Because I watched the video online. I was like, oh, no. I don't want anyone to come in here without the care. Not at $7,000, honey. And so I disassembled. I didn't have to move the mattress or anything, but just like unplugging, click, clack, click, 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 click. Child, only for me to lay in the bed like a regular mattress. Ask me if I use. Ask me the last time I lifted my head up or my feet or wore my toesies.
You're like, what also works is some pillows. Put some pillows behind your head.
That's literally what I use. I'm like,
then under your arms.
When I tell you, I am a pillow under my arm between my legs, girl. I don't actually like a high head because like at this age, my neck is like, don't do that. And who sleeps with their feet up unless like you have some sort of like foot injury? And my firmness of mattress, I don't switch it from night to night. So I could just buy it at this. It was a lot of.
I bet you Superman, was he the advocate for that bed?
Of course he was.
Because men love their goddamn gadgets and gizmos and they love to adjust settings. My husband was actually jealous of the baby. Remy took the remote control and found some kind of setting by just pressing buttons for 20 minutes. And my husband was like, he's like, God, how did Remy find that setting? And it was like, I was like, stop,
Yes.
stop tinkering.
So if you are sorry to Sleep Number, and not that you was going to advertise here anyway. If you are thinking about one of them fancy schmancy beds, unless you have some sort of medical condition where it's like, oh, I have to sleep my head up or my feet up or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a nice bed to have. So I'm not like, oh, it's some bad bed. Is it worth the 7, 8, 5, 6? No. Get you a regular mattress at the firmness that you're liking and put some extra pillows behind your head. It'll be much easier to move as well. Like where this Sleep Number bed is going to stay put. If I move, the next people who have my place, you get to keep it. It's yours. Congratulations. So yeah, it's just, that is my brown break, that like, it is not, to me, the juice is not worth the squeeze. Although in general, it's a nice bed. It's just not worth the cost that you have to, buy it for. So that was it. Cause I was just thinking about that as I was moving, like, some things you move, you're like, oh, easy peasy. And some things you're like, oh, should this just stay with the house child? Cause it's too much. But, I mean, I'm settling in.
So is it making it? Is it going to Rich Auntie land? Or
yeah, it has to, girl, for $7,000.
That better be an heirloom. Like, you better be passing that down to generations.
Roman and Amelia going to inherit that bed in my will.
I'm saying.
And to you, I bequeath my Sleep Number
with a bag of Allen wrenches. Here you go. So disassembling it.
I know. So yeah, that was just my brown. But so like, if you're looking for a mattress, that ain't it. Yeah. So you know what though, guys? It's that time again when we say goodbye, farewell, adieu. I do. Stay rich, girls and guys. We'll see you guys. Oh, actually, we'll see you on Friday for BAQA.
Bye, BA fam.
Hey, BA fam. We're on YouTube. Woohoo! Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And while you're at it, why don't you go over to that little bell icon and just tap that for us. Show the BA fam how much you love us. And that way you'll also get notifications when new videos drop. Also, share the channel with a friend. We're always like, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thank y'all so much again for all the support.